Hey everyone, so today we're going to continue with the book Diary of a Wimpy Kid. In episode number 8, Greg went to the Crossland haunted house with his mom and Rowley, and after coming back from that, Greg came up with an idea to make money. So let's find out what plans Greg made. The Crossland haunted house really got me thinking. Those guys were charging $5 a pop, and the line stretched halfway around the school. I decided to make a haunted house of my own. Actually, I had to bring Rowley in on the deal because Mom wouldn't let me convert our first floor into a full-out haunted mansion. I knew Rowley's dad wouldn't be crazy about the idea either, so we decided to build the haunted house in his basement and just not mention it to his parents. Me and Rowley spent most of the day coming up with an awesome plan for our haunted house. Here was our final plan. I don't mean to brag or anything, but what we came up with was way better than the Crossland High School haunted house. We realized we were going to need to get the word out that we were doing this thing, so we got some paper and made up a bunch of flyers. I'll admit, maybe we stretched the truth a little in our advertisement, but we had to make sure people actually showed up. By the time we finished putting the flyers up around the neighborhood and got back to Rowley's basement, it was already 2:30. And we hadn't even started putting the actual haunted house together yet. So we had to cut some corners from our original plan. When 3 o'clock rolled around, we looked outside to see if anyone had showed up. And sure enough, there were about 20 neighborhood kids waiting in line outside Rowley's basement. Now, I know our flyers said admission was 50 cents, but I could see that we had a chance to make a killing here. So I told the kids that admission was $2 and the 50 cent was just a typo. The first kid to cough up his $2 was Shane Snella. He paid his money and we let him inside, and me and Rowley took our positions in the Hall of Screams. Get someone thinking. So this means to make someone start thinking or considering something seriously. So in the story, seeing how successful the haunted house was in attracting people and making money made Greg start considering his own plan to make money. A pop, so this means per person. The story mentions that the Crossland haunted house charged $5 a pop, meaning they charged $5 for each person who wanted to enter. Stretched halfway around something. So this phrase describes the long line of people waiting for something, indicating that the line extended for a significant distance. Bring someone in. So this means to involve or include someone in a particular situation, project, or plan. So in the context of the story, when Greg says, I had to bring Rowley in on the deal, he is explaining that he had to involve Rowley and include him in the plan to create a haunted house together. Rowley's participation is a key aspect of the plan, and the phrase on the deal emphasizes the specific project they are working on, which is making a haunted house of their own. Convert A into B. So this means to change something from one form or state, which we can say A, into another, B. So here, Greg wanted to change their first floor into a haunted mansion. Full out. So as an adjective, full out describes something that is done with maximum effort, intensity, or completeness. It emphasizes that there are no limitations and we're doing everything to the fullest extent. So Greg's plan was to turn the first floor into a fully elaborate haunted mansion. And let's take a look at how full out is used in these examples. We had a full out celebration for her birthday. Here, full out describes the intensity and thoroughness of the celebration. He gave a full out performance on the stage. In this case, full out emphasizes the maximum effort and intensity of the performance. Be crazy about something or someone. So this means to be very interested in something or love someone very much. In the story's context, I knew Rowley's dad wouldn't be crazy about the idea. It implies that Rowley's dad would not approve and would be extremely against the idea of building a haunted house in his basement. Or anything. So this is an expression used to suggest that there might be additional possibilities, alternatives, or details that the speaker hasn't mentioned explicitly. It's often added to the end of a sentence to make it less definitive and more open-ended. So here's a few ways or anything can be used. Do you want coffee or tea or anything? Here, or anything is used to ask if there are other options the person might prefer. I don't want to sound rude or anything, but that movie was kind of boring. I don't mean to complain or anything, but the service at that restaurant was really slow. In the examples, or anything is used to make the statement less strong and show that the speaker doesn't want to sound too sure or negative. Way. In the phrase way better, the word way is used as an intensifier. It's a colloquial way of emphasizing the degree of something. So when you say something is way better, you're emphasizing that it's significantly better than something else. You can use the word way to intensify various adjectives, adverbs, or prepositions to emphasize the degree or extent of something. So here's some examples. It's way colder today than yesterday. She talks way too much in class. The price is way above what we can afford. Get the word out. So this means to spread information or announce something to a wider audience. Greg and Rowley needed to spread the information about their haunted house to attract visitors, so they created flyers. Makeup. Makeup means to create or design something, often in a creative or imaginative way. In the story, when Greg says, "We made up a bunch of flyers," it implies that Greg and Rowley put together the content and design of the flyers, likely adding text, graphics, and other elements to make them visually appealing and informative. Stretch the truth. So this means to exaggerate or manipulate the truth in a way that might not be entirely accurate. So in their advertisement, Greg and Rowley exaggerated a bit about the haunted house to ensure that people would show up. Put something up. So this means to display something in a noticeable place, like Greg and Rowley hanging flyers in the neighborhood. Put something together. So this means to assemble or create something by combining various components or elements. In the context of the sentence, putting the actual haunted house together means assembling, constructing, or setting up the various components and elements that make up the haunted house. It refers to the process of physically creating the haunted house by arranging and organizing its parts. Cut some corners. So this means to take shortcuts or simplify a process in order to save time or effort. In this context, Greg and Rowley had to make some adjustments to their original plan due to time limitations. Roll around. So in the context, when 3 o'clock rolled around, the phrase rolled around means that the time reached or arrived. So it's a casual way of saying that the clock moved forward to the designated time, which in this case is 3 o'clock. So the sentence means that when it became 3 o'clock. Sure enough, it indicates that what was expected or predicted actually happened. In this case, there were indeed kids waiting in line outside Rowley's basement. Make a killing. So this means to earn a substantial amount of money, usually in a short amount of time. So in the book, Greg saw the potential to make a lot of money from their haunted house. Cough up. So this is to reluctantly pay or give money. So the first kid who paid the admission fee of $2 was Shane Snella. And the phrase cough up implies that parting with the money might not have been very enjoyable for Shane. So that covers the expressions from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. We will continue to go over additional expressions and passages from the Diary of a Wimpy Kid book in another video. And before you leave, I recommend that you listen to the story once again to see how your understanding has changed compared to earlier. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.